Now, sometimes our physical friends at this point begin to vibrationally groan. You don't do it out loud, but you think, what you're thinking is, oh, there's more of that vibrational mumbo jumbo. I can't spend my vibration. I can't sleep with my vibration. In other words, I really like the manifesting in this physical world that I call my reality. But we want to lovingly remind you that everything that you know that is manifested in terms of this beautiful planet and it's spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets, everything about the biology of your bodies and of your food, everything about the water system of your planet, everything about gravity and those physics laws that you are experiencing with such grace here in this physical environment, all of that was a vibrational reality before it became a physical reality. And if it had not been thought into place vibrationally, it could not have come into the physical manifestation. So we want you to take seriously this vibrational reality that we're going to be talking about all day here today for a number of reasons, but most important because when life causes you to ask for something, the larger part of you, far and away the largest part of you, the biggest part of you, almost the whole of you becomes it. And when you, the very smaller part in your physical human form, don't become it too, you feel the distress of not having become what your life has caused you to expand or evolve to. In other words, when life causes you to be more prosperous and you keep beating the drum of I don't have enough money, you set up discord that is painful. And we don't just mean painful because you don't let the money come. We mean painful because you don't keep up with you. We want to bring you around to understanding, as a result of the conversation that we have here today, that there is this vibrational reality that is, and hear it, drum roll please, is present tense. In other words, when your life has caused the larger part of you to become this new and improved version, that's present tense. Present tense. Jerry and Esther have been the last couple of Decembers in Australia. And it was a little unsettling to realize that while today is Saturday in Denver, it is Sunday in Australia. What's up with that? Jerry and Esther would call their office and say, we're living your future. And it's really good. You're going to like it when you roll around to it. But as much fun as they were having with that idea of having crossed the date line, it wasn't an accurate statement at all, because now is now, isn't it? In other words, it was still now. It is still now in Australia, just like it is now right here. And we want to say to you that it is now in the non-physical where we are, just like it is now in the physical where you are. Now is now. Now is this place. No, it's not really a place. Now is this thing. Well, it's not really a thing. Now is where there is a convergence, always a convergence of the vibrational frequency of the non-physical part of you and the physical part of you. And when that convergence occurs, your emotions tell you how the party's going. If you feel frisky, oh, what a convergence. If you feel in love, what a convergence. If you feel appreciation, really good convergence. If you're ornery, not so good. If you're fearful or doubtful, if you are depressed, not so good. If you're overwhelmed, not going that well. In other words, you've got to keep up to speed with you or you're not living real time. And we want to convince you that this reality where we stand and where who you really are and all that you want is, in this vortex of creation, this vortex that has gathered all cooperative components of all that you've been asking for, this beingness of who you are, calling you constantly. And when you move in the direction of it, you feel the relief. And when you move in opposition to it, you feel the tension or the tug of war. And when you get into the vortex, you feel the reality, the now reality, the present tense reality. Just to really drive that point home to you in a way that you will never forget it, we want to say to you that this reality that you're calling reality, because it's manifested and others can sort of kind of see it. You don't share realities, really. If you ever watch two eyewitness reports on the same event, you realize how different the realities are that you are experiencing, because you have very different points of view, even as you share similar circumstances. But this reality that you call reality, this knock on wood, manifested reality, what I'm having for breakfast reality, what money's in my bank account reality, what the doctors say my body is doing reality. That physical reality is old news. It's old news. It's past tense. Really it is. But you can't feel that. You can't know that unless you are feeling for the now reality. Now, there's always been a lag time of manifestation. That's a sort of buffer of time. And that's a good thing, because if you had instant manifestations, you'd be cleaning up a lot more messes than you are. But we want you to understand that if you can get the drift of what we're talking about, if you can feel the reality of this vibrational reality that we're talking about, and we know it may sound just like another religious dog and pony show. In other words, we can hear you talking to your friends afterward. Where did you go? I went to this meeting. What was it about? Well, I can't really tell you. It's sort of hard to explain. Well, tell me a little bit. Well, there's this man who calls his wife Abraham. And she stands on the stage and makes an invisible circle and calls it the vortex and tells us that everything we want is in there and that we should go in too. And we say, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Because if you can accept the reality of this vortex, if you can accept the vibrational beingness of you, and we want you to test it with your own ability to test. We want you to pay attention to the way you feel. We want you to show yourself the reality of this vibrational reality. We want you to tune yourself to it deliberately and consciously, and then we want you to watch the vivid manifestation, the matching point by point of everything that you've been asking for once you align with that vibrational vortex. We want you to show yourself the reality that you are the creator of your reality, and that your life has helped you carve out an amazing reality, most of which you are denying yourself of living because you've got this physical human disease called what-is-itis. You so want to explore what is. You so want to talk about what is. You want to compare your what is with others' what is. And we want you to understand that what is isn't what is, it's what was. It's what was. It was the bouncing off place for what is. But you got to feel for what is, and that's the part that annoys you, we know, because this physical reality is more compelling. You can see it. You can see it, you can hear it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can touch it. Where this vibrational reality that we're crowing about all the time, you have to feel your way in. You have to feel your way in. It's where joy is. It's where love is. It's where confidence is. It's where clarity is. It's where stability is. It's where those good feelings are. It's where frisky is. But it is our promise to you, if you will feel your way in on a really regular basis until you're able to know whether you are in the vicinity or in this vortex, in alignment where you are offering one signal. In other words, the source energy, you, is offering a vibration and you are offering a vibration. And when those vibrations converge and you are offering one signal, you are powerful. You are influential. You are the creator, the deliberate creator of your physical experience. And that's what you intended when you came forth. Not one of you said, I'll go forth, explore the contrast, and once I really know what I want, I'll deliberately hold myself vibrationally apart from it. Not one of you said that. And I will complain and write books about it. I will complain and write books about it. Maybe I can get my own cable news show. I don't know. I will scrutinize the planet. I will look for other negative things, and I will gather around me all people who have decided to make a lifestyle of being outside the vortex. And together we will just complain and complain and complain and complain. And we say, it's not a problem with that, because as there are masses of people outside the vortex, you might even be one of them occasionally. When you're outside your vortex, knowing what you don't want, you are automatically knowing what you do want. And so it cannot go wrong, because there is this vibrational wave that has an equal and commensurate part of what you do want to every part of what you don't want. If you sort of don't want something, you sort of really do want something. If you really, really, really don't want it, then there's something that you really, 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 really do want, you see. So you can't help but contribute to this vortex. You've been doing it. You have been contributing to this mass consciousness vortex of creation that future generations will be born from. You are massively contributing to the evolution of your species and to that which is eternal life. You can't help that, but you can pinch yourself off from it here and now. You can develop chronic patterns of thoughts and beliefs that hold you vibrationally out of sync with what you're asking for. And here's the part that is so important for you to understand. The longer you live life and the more you ask and the more you expand, the more you ask and the more source answers and the more you therefore have expanded, the worse you feel when you don't go. In other words, you just can't expand the larger part of you, the vibrational part of you, and hold back in terms of your physical beliefs without feeling worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And that's what you're seeing on your planet today. There is such a crevasse, more marked than ever before, between those who have and have not, between those who are sick and those who are well. It's as if a giant magnifying glass has been laid over everything that is in your physical realm. And whatever it is that you are consistently offering vibrationally is manifesting in incredible form. So we know that you want to be the deliberate creator of your experience, because creating by default is not satisfying. And we want you to feel the power of understanding these vibrational relationships between you and let your every moment intention be to be in alignment with who you really are. We'll talk about how to get into the vortex. We'll talk about how to stay in once you get there. We'll talk more about what the vortex is. But most of all, we want you to come to an awareness that you are a vibrational being, period. You are vibrational, period. And if you will accept your vibrational nature, then what will begin to happen to you is you will feel the sweetness of looking forward into your vortex. In other words, it's like imagining the deliciousness of a relationship or of a physical condition or of a business that you're building or a book that you're writing. It's about imagining because you're imaging, because you can't see it. It's not manifested yet. So you have to use imagery. You have to use imagery to tune to it. And when you manage the imagery, you feel the alignment. In other words, when you click into that, Jerry and Esther will be driving and they will spend endless hours just musing sweet things. And as long as they're musing future experiences, it's so easy to stay fresh and pure and good feeling about it. But almost in the moment that they try to make the musing a now reality or compare what they've been musing, no matter what the subject, whether it's a relationship with friends or a relationship with employees or relationships with vendors or relationships with publishers or relationships with public or relationship, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the imagery is about. In the moment that they turn and look at reality, the feeling begins to dwindle and dissipate, and the high-flying good feeling begins to go away because, hear it, because reality is old news and it will never be up to speed with what's in your vortex. It will never be up to speed, nor should it ever be.